It is the Star Wars video game draft because Star Wars Outlaws comes out in how many days, Tim?
21.
In 21 days. And so
3
we're
weeks.
we're gearing up to get into a Star Wars mode. And so this episode is going to be looking back, celebrating Star Wars, talking about the best Star Wars, each of us picking out Star Wars games to add to a roster of games. And so the way we're going to do this is a draft. We're going to pick 5 games each. And the goal is just to create the best roster of Star Wars games.
The best Star Wars games, not our nostalgic favorites, not like, oh, we love it even though it's not good. We're talking about the best.
The best. And we're going to let the
Wow.
audience decide. At the
Okay.
end of this episode, Barrett's going to put up a straw poll.
Okay.
Maybe we'll even put up a Twitter poll and let the entire community decide who here has the best roster of Star Wars games.
Maybe we'll pull straws to see who goes first.
I got a wheel of names.
Oh, okay. Okay,
The
gotcha.
wheel of names.
I got the wheel of names. So we're going to each draft one at a time.
Okay.
We each pick 5 games each. We are doing a snake draft, which means we're going to go down in the row, and then the last person goes again, and then we come back around the row. You know what a snake draft is.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the audience decides. Do we have any questions? Those are all the rules I have written down.
No,
here.
I feel like that's great. It's just this is going to be challenging.
You think so?
I think so, because if we're just talking best, that doesn't necessarily mean what we think is the best. We're trying to now play there's a game here.
See, I'm playing to the audience.
Yeah,
It's all
that's
about
what I'm
the
saying.
game.
Because I do think it's the fun thing of, I was having this conversation yesterday with Roger and Barrett about rules or how we should approach this or what the premise should be. And part of me wondered if we should like add some more sauce to it. Because my fear was that I could just open up Metacritic and work my way down. But then I started thinking about it of like, do I want, like, I feel like if I did that, I might end up with some samey games.
Yep.
Is that going to work for the audience? Does the audience prefer variety?
Yeah.
Right? Do I need two or three action games? Should I add in maybe a vehicle game in there somewhere?
Yes, exactly.
demolition.
You want to have a diverse cast of video games. You don't want to just have a
Exactly.
bunch of racing games in there, you know?
Exactly. And so on
Don't
my
take
wheel
that
of
from me.
names, I have 3 names here. I got Blessing, Andy, and Tim.
Wow.
We're
You
gonna
want to show the camera? Just
Oh yeah, for fairness.
yeah.
All right.
Make sure you're not cheating.
And so I'm gonna click the spin to see who goes first. Come on. Fuck.
Hey.
So close.
So we're gonna start off with Andy, and then I'm gonna delete Andy's name and figure out who goes second. Oh, it does it automatically. There you go. All right, let's figure out who goes second between me and Tim.
Tim.
There we go.
All right. So we're starting with Andy. We're going Tim, and then we're going me.
I mean, this is not bad for you, Bless.
This is bad for me. I'm getting bone zoned.
I mean, I think going third is great because there's only 3 people here and you go back to back.
Mm.
If there was 8 people, going last, not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Going last when you're third is pretty good because you get a little back to backer. But
Did anybody here do any prep?
I mean,
I just know.
I didn't really. Like, I was looking at a list of Star Wars games yesterday just to see like how many games should we draft. But even then, I'm like, I don't know what my number 1 draft pick is.
I mean,
I know what my number 1 and 2 and 3 are. I think after that it starts getting a little hazier. But the problem there too is, what does our audience care about? Because Star Wars games, the entire history of video games has Star Wars games.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
you want to play to the audience like I'm about to do right now because everybody knows I love a good turn-based game. I love
course.
strategy. I love sitting
I
there.
hate you so much.
I love
you
waiting
big
my turn.
gaslighter.
I love strategizing what item to pick and whether I can throw my lightsaber at this gentleman over here.
Like, what Republic do you like, Andy?
Yeah, exactly. And do I want it in the daytime?
No,
Or at
maybe
night.
not night. I think night sounds good.
I'm going with KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic
damn it.
gamers. Come on. It's so easy.
I mean, it's it, right? Like
It's so
that's
easy.
the number 1.
That's the easiest one to pick.
Is that still the easy number 1?
Yeah.
I think with audience and with fans, again, I'm not playing to you. I'm not playing to my base right now. I just know that that's
Yeah.
easily the number 1 pick.
It was like Trump being in a blue state.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what the point? What's the
The
point?
thing
you know?
about KOTOR is, while the game might not hold up today because people like Andy sometimes don't like turn-based games and all of that.
Love 'em.
The
Love
thing
'em.
is, KOTOR's story and characters,
Love
like
Persona.
it is probably the best example of a Star Wars video game character becoming so much part of the Star Wars canon It's not canon anymore. But I feel like KOTOR went beyond just being a video game and became part of Star Wars in a way that I don't know that any other of the games have actually achieved. Maybe some of the more recent ones, but
I was gonna say, I feel like your first pick, which if I'm guessing right, might be one of those games that has.
it might be. It might be.
This episode is brought to you by Monster Hunter Now. There's never been a better time to jump in and play Monster Hunter Now. The game allows you to embark on a global quest in the real world to track down and hunt monsters from the Monster Hunter universe with your friends. For a limited time, earn a powerful Mr. Beast sword and shield, the perfect starter weapon for new hunters via the Mr. Beast quest line. Check this out.
Late for work. Then Monster Hunter. Now. Boring date. Then Monster Hunters. Now. Then. Now. Then. Now. Then. Now. Then.
Not now!
Then. Now. Monster Hunter Now. Hunt anywhere.
Download Monster Hunter Now by scanning this QR code or going to kindafunny.com/Monster Hunter Now. Again, go to kindafunny.com/Monster Hunter Now to get Monster Hunter Now.
What you going with?
So that's the thing, Bless. It is one of those games. But which one?
But which one?
I'm
You know?
surprised that you don't know which one.
I mean, I know which one I would choose. But I feel like I gotta go Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's the one that more people rock with.
Interesting.
That's
I mean, I'm a
Why do you
fascinating.
feel that way?
I feel like I really feel like the performance issues in Star Wars Survivor soured so many people on it that I mean I know handfuls of people that didn't even see it through to the end because of performance stuff.
This guy.
I'm
Right
one
here.
of those people.
Yeah,
So I
and you
haven't seen
too,
it to
right?
the end.
No, I'd be.
Well, he had to get a really expensive PC to do it.
I waited.
Gotcha.
I waited till the end of the year for them to fix the thing.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
even my friend Curran, like he loves Star Wars and loves Star Wars games. Like he was having problems with it. Like to this day, I don't think he's beaten the game.
It only required a $4,000 PC, and then when I tried playing it on PS5, crashed within 5 minutes. But also, when it would try to do 60 frames per second, that sucker would drop to about like 480p. It looked like it
Yeah.
was just real bad. A very good video game though. Let
Yeah.
me tell you, like those story moments in that game, the twists, the turns,
I love
shocking
Survivor.
stuff.
But yeah, my pick is Fallen Order.
Wow. That brings it to me. And I'm in a good place to get two picks back to back. The sucky thing is, those were the two picks that I was thinking of. Like, okay, well, if I'm starting off, my first or second pick needs to be either Knights of the Old Republic or Star Wars Jedi. I was leaning towards Jedi Survivor until you just made that argument. And it's a good argument. And the thing that I'm scared of right now is picking Survivor and then automatically being put in a place where people are like, oh, well, that's not as good as Tim's pick. So I feel like I got to go for the outside the like that specific franchise.
Barrett, while Blessing thinks about this, is it possible for you to bring up a little Excel spreadsheet behind us?
Not behind you. I'm gonna use it as like a kind of B-roll, but
You're
I'm
the
gonna,
goat. You're the goat.
I'm already on it.
I'm also, I mean, are you looking for like just the games written out? Because I have it in the doc.
That's lovely. I'll do that.
I'm at a crossroads.
He's at a meet me
This is
at
where I'm
the
at.
crossroads so you won't be lonely. See you at the crossroads.
Am I allowed to consult with Barrett about what games you will like or not?
No.
I feel like if you guys
People-
want to do that, you each get one consulting.
Oh,
with me.
like a call, like a
Like
phone a friend.
phone a Barrett.
Yeah.
This is your first pick.
Yeah, but you guys put me in a weird place because my mind goes to Jedi Survivor or Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Okay.
And I don't know if that automatically puts me behind. But if I go, I can pick both of those, and then I at the very least, like I have both those bases covered.
You'd have a very strong.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even feel like you
Yeah.
gotta consult me on this one. Your
I'm
mind's
gonna go.
already made up.
I'm gonna start with Jedi Survivor
Damn it.
because I do think it's the thing of, yes, it's buggy, and like had performance issues. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order also had performance issues. I remember that being one of the
Oh, absolutely.
main talking points about it. And I do think there's the thing of when it comes to performance issues in games, oftentimes people just don't remember them. Like as time goes, it's been a year since Jedi Survivor, and like if I ask people about that game, I don't know if one of the top things they're mentioning about it are the performance issues off the bat. I think they're talking about like the story. I think they're talking about how much more open those levels were. I think
Getting
they're
your
talking about
first
the improvements.
lightsaber.
Getting your first lightsaber, the platforming level where you're like dashing through the portals and shit, right? I think those are the moments that stick out more. I think people are a bit forgetful when it comes to bugs, and not just in this game, in games in general.
I also think just even more point of why I chose Fallen Order over Survivor. I feel like the majority of people lean towards the first game and like kind of like judge sequels more harsh, where it's like it's just more of the same. And I feel like that's like a common criticism that I feel like Jedi Survivor in many ways is just more of the same. But you either love that or don't.
But I do think they expanded
would
it a
actually
lot.
argue against that, Timmy. For Survivor, like for me personally, in terms of story, I didn't love it as much as the first one. In terms of it being a sequel, gameplay and design wise, I think it actually did step up its game compared to.
I think you care more than most people though. Like you get into the Duffy of like making that argument, and I totally agree with what you're saying. But I feel like to just mainstream people, Survivor to Fallen Order is the same thing as Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man 1.
Really?
Oh,
I disagree with that. I think
Really?
I think the difference between Survivor and Fallen Order are a bit more apparent. Survivor is just a way like more open game as far as exploration, especially when you get to what's the name of that planet?
Kobo.
Tops?
Kobo.
Once you get to Kobo, right? Like there's an open area.
That big open zone.
The big open zone. You got the bar you come back to. You play some of them bar games with people.
Yeah, part one is definitely feels a bit more linear, and the open zones you're exploring are definitely a lot more condensed.
And I do like the sabers you get in Survivor, right? Like the different stances you have, where you have like the kind of the great sword stance with like the hilted lightsaber, and then you have the more, I forget what the more quicker one was, but like
They basically
the
took.
dual, or
the
two-
dual, yeah.
dual wielding.
I like that stuff a
Also,
lot.
they took the customization to another level when it comes to lightsabers and little BD1.
And even just Cal, you know, like I know
Yeah.
he's not like a creator character, but
mullet.
that game you could really make Cal your own, which was also cool.